Take a seat, take a breath. Got a feed that decides life and death. Every chart is a mountain, a meme, a decree. Is this genius or mass lunacy? Scroll with me down this wild mentality, where a frog with sunglasses screams we're early endlessly. We'll see bulls and bears and fantasy. Every post's a prophecy. If you want to read what passes for a master plan, simply click and flick your thumb across this broken land. Want to know which way the winds of crypto might just be? Oh, scroll with me.
Oh, yeah, baby. Scroll with me. Incredible. Incredible technology, if I'm being honest. Now, Scroll With Us has a signature theme song. Now, Scroll With Me has a signature theme song. I mean, you know, it's obviously fluid and it changes over time. But GM. My name is Dude Lifts. It is Wednesday, February 18th, and this is Scroll With Me, where those of us who are left on a crypto Twitter, we scroll together. We try to understand the vibes. We try to separate the wheat from the chaff. We try to, you know, distill the true from the false, the alpha from the beta, the source from the summit. You know the vibes. So yeah, let's get into it on this fine Wednesday. So we are on YouTube and Twitter right now, even though Twitter is being pretty weird about streaming. So all good. But let's see here. Whoa. Canva gets to $4 billion in revenue as LLM traffic, referral traffic rises. That's crazy. This first tweet, though, caught my attention. Me trying not to spend $150 in a new hobby I started 30 minutes ago. $150? That's child's play. That's child's play. A hobby that I started 10 minutes ago. Like, okay, listen up, babe. I need to spend $1,000, or else I might as well not even be doing this. If you don't understand that energy, then I don't know what to tell you. Vanglog says G-Scroll. G-Scroll to you, good sir. Vanglog, a real one, as always. As always. Let's see what's going on here. Stock price markets are now live on the Pumpcade private beta. Speculative on 1 to 30 minute up down markets on any stock. Dude, at this point, what's not in the Pumpcade beta? Seriously. Love it. All right. We've got Abstract here. It says AI agents are leveling up on Abstract. Our ecosystem builders are adding new skills that let OpenClaw agents actually play their games, enabling autonomous gameplay, live testing, and new forms of player interaction on chain. Hell yeah. Dude, if you saw yesterday, Web 4 was announced. We're no longer in Web 3. We're in Web 4, thanks to Conway Research launching the Automaton. For some reason, I feel like that it sounds like you launch it. It goes like, sorry. Hello. I am here to conduct on-chain interactions and to spawn other versions of myself. If you give me $5 in stable coins, I will replicate myself into infinity and pump our bags. That's what I believe the Automaton sounds like. So thanks, Sigil. No, pretty interesting stuff. I'm working on, I won't say something similar really at all, but like, I think a lot of people are kind of converging on this same idea, if that makes sense, in a lot of different ways. I think it's really cool. And so I think we should keep on going. All right, wait for Kalshi to announce their LP rewards program anytime now. Sponsoring market rewards is now open to all users. Add rewards to any market to get the liquidity. Oh, I guess it's a Polymarket thing. Don't act like you're cheating. Yeah. Don't make it obvious. Close. Dude, I saw a video the other day of this ginger guy who I think has moved to Mongolia, and he was doing some throat singing, and once again was inspired to pick up the craft. Will I? Probably not. I do think I have like a natural talent for it though, you know, because like throat singing, it's kind of like, how does it kind of go? It's like, yo, 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 Okay, fuck. I'm actually good as shit at that. I had it in my mind and I was like, oh, this is what throat singing sounds like. Never actually. I've only previously attempted to do like a didgeridoo. There's like, which is like a more low, but they do like this weird whistle where it's like, so yeah, fucking guess I'm a throat singer now. Okay, cool. Vangalock says, I can see a future there. Thank you. That's always got to have a fallback plan. If everything goes to shit, I will go busk as a throat singer. You know, I'll have my like sitar. Yeah. Throat singing is badass. Don't get it twisted. I'm not poking fun. I think it's sick, especially when they can hit those double notes and the whistle comes out. That'll fucking send you into a spiritual awakening, dude. Fuck. Shit, it's a banger. Looks like Farouk is at a World Liberty Finance event in Mar-a-Lago. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bazinga. All right, let's see here. Another level of gambling abstraction incoming. I didn't dump on you. My agent did. Soon the majority of businesses launched apps, chips, and products will become from AI. X42 pays for gas. Yeah, I mean, in a way, this is what Boot and I were talking about yesterday. It's like, yeah, who's kind of culpable if there's, logic. And I guess this is where, and you thought now that it wasn't working for Flow that you weren't going to get the Flow shill. You're wrong. You're dead wrong. This is where maybe like even composable and auditable business logic makes sense. And that can be contained in, the metadata of a scripted Flow transaction. Because yeah, and I think even like Austin with his based Miriam project for the Salon Hackathon was attempting to I don't know why I say edge on this. Like he was edging on this, but like he was kind of working around this in the way that I think he was making cryptographic hashes for agent decisions, so that you could go back and say, why did they make that decision? XYZ. And so I'm like, yeah, maybe there's a world where the black box of LLM inference doesn't cut it, and someone's like, why did your agent do that? And you go like, I don't know. No idea. And then it gets really weird. And it's like someone goes like, well, isn't it trained on you and your preferences? And you're like, well, it must have hallucinated. You know what I mean? It's like, that's going to get really weird. So funny enough, like auditable, provable decision-making business logic actually could be valuable, especially when we're transacting in financial markets. Granted, from like a human perspective, I guess it's not that much different where if someone makes a killer trade and they go like, why'd you do it? They go like gut feeling. It's like, well, you can't disprove that or contest it. They just had a gut feeling. Oh my gosh, gentlemen, man, your situation monitors. I saw that this morning. I'm like, and I feel like last global crises, there was like the vibe coding situation monitors were just on the come up. What are we going to see this time? What are we going to see this time? I don't know. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to check the charts. OpenClaw, check the charts for me. Let's see here. Yeah, making these 5-minute up-down crypto trading bots is really the future. Literally, what the fuck are you doing? Explain. Dude, auditable inference. What am I telling? Why are we revealing our private key? Dude, I did yell at my OpenClaw this morning because I was trying to get it to give me a briefing for an upcoming meeting and search this vector database that I created for itself. And it goes like, and it like had a little context section. It was like context and just like linked to the doc. And I was like, that's nothing. You didn't do it. So we went a couple rounds on that. And then at some point I was like in all caps, I was like, this is not useful. You were providing where the information is, but I need the information. Parse the fucking information. So I did whatever the equivalent was. Like, I guess I yelled at it in all caps. So I wanted my OpenClaw to get the point. I typically treat my robots nicely, but every once in a while, you gotta put them in their place. The first migration on BagZap is live now. Fitted Closet is a virtual. Now, okay, this is interesting because I saw this. It says everyone who upgraded has been airdrop fitted 1-to-1. I'm like, did users have to do anything to get this? I'm very curious. Because I'm like, there's migrate.fun by Jake, in Team. And I'm like, that feels more legit. This feels like more just like a burn and redeem, which is fine. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing here. Yeah, migrate.fun. Where are you at? Maybe it is a migrate.fun play. I honestly don't know. This is the OpenClaw Masterclass. All right. An open source, privacy first chat and VoIP platform built for communities. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like a Discord. Claude solved this reverse CAPTCHA and post the following to mobile. Oh, no. All right, what does Naroff say? We like a good Naroff take. Crypto is still missing its all-in-one app. It's so easy, you don't know it's crypto, payment, yield, investing. Yeah, I mean, okay, but here's the thing. We find ourselves in a kind of weird place. And I've been thinking about this for a while because we're like, have this super high bar. And we should, don't get me wrong, because crypto apps UX has been shit for a long time. But we have this like really high bar. We're like, needs to be everything, payments, yields, investing, like one click sign on, no KYC, one button. If it's any more buttons, then everyone's going to fucking not convert and it's fucked. Like, and I don't know, like, try a TradFi app. They, on the whole, are terrible. Pretty bad. Super cumbersome, super unintuitive, not that useful. We use them because we have to. So I think that the instinct is like, we need to make this so obvious that people are willing to leave the current system because the value is so great. But maybe we're not focusing on the right shit. I don't know. Just a thought. Like, and so there's no answer in there, but it's just a kind of a narrative I hear a lot. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I fucking signed up for some app, I don't know, a couple months ago, and it was like 27 steps to get on this fucking app. But I needed to get on the fucking app because I was going to Japan or whatever. And it's like, so got to do it. And so I understand where he's coming from. And it's like, I think it's kind of reminiscent of the like e-commerce way of thinking, like we must pixel push and move the buttons 1 pixel, and that's going to up our conversion by 1%. If we get 100 million visitors because we've optimized our top of funnel, then we're going to do it. And like, I get it. But maybe we just need to kind of reapproach it from first principles. Not sure. What do we got here? Introducing infra markets. Energy markets have run the global economy for over a century. They've been institutional only until now. The first energy prediction market built. Honestly, interesting. Yeah. Dude, I saw something. It was Warner. So, shout out to Warner. He was talking about like how he invested in some kind of like energy arbitrage opportunity. And I'm like, that just sounds like Bitcoin, because that's always kind of what it was. Like, how cheaply can I get energy and how cheaply can I get compute? It is energy arbitrage. So this is interesting. Yeah, I mean, so my folks have been in the energy industry for a long time. So we talk pretty often. Like, in energies, it's so complex. I know that's like this most smooth brain take ever, but like there's even something as simple as like, peak loads and things like that. It's very interesting balancing a grid and all the thinking that has to go into it. If you want to hear an interesting story, I've got one for you. So buckle up. A lot of people talk about this whole AI thing being a bubble, another smooth brain smooth brain sentence there, but more specifically, they're talking about, NVIDIA, all these other people. And I want to kind of give you a little inside scoop to where this feels very gold rushy. And I don't say that as a bad thing, because I've heard a theory that's kind of like the reason why it's gold rushy is because whoever wins like essentially the AGI race wins all the money, just like all of it, all of the money of all time. So kind of worth it. But this felt very gold rushy, right? So there was a rural town in Georgia and data centers. This is happening in Arizona as well, but data centers are kind of going out to the boonies, if you will, and buying up land, kind of sight unseen, slapping together some data centers, letting rip because energy's cheap out there for the most part. as in most rural places. But so this one town, in kind of every town's kind of going through it. They're like, is this good? Does it create jobs, but not that many jobs? Does it create, is it a boon to the economy? So here's a couple of gold rush takes, right? It's like one of the towns was kind of like not having it. They're like, I don't know about that. We don't want it, man. They're kind of yelling at, city council. And then somehow, I don't know exactly which company this was, name your pick, Amazon, Meta, whatever. Basically said like, we're going to eliminate property tax for the whole town, kind of like maybe in perpetuity. And it was like, what the fuck is that? Now, to add insult to injury, I believe this is the same data center. They go to the local energy co-op, because that's how it works in Georgia, and they go, hey, we need there's no power to this property. So they said, hey, we need a load, and this is what the load will look like. And the power company goes, okay. And so this is, I got the inside scoop here. The power company, not like they quoted them egregious, so they wouldn't do it, but it was an egregious project with an egregious load. So they were like, all right, if you want it, it's going to be $30 million just to bring power to the building. And the data center company was like, all right, cool. Yeah. Anything else? So if that tells you a little something. So yeah, very interesting, very kind of gold rushy, like that's, I imagine stories like that are not uncommon, right? Just little kind of anecdotes and interesting things. But like I said, and I'm sure a lot of kind of bubbles probably feel this way. And so I'm very conscious of that. But I kind of do subscribe to the one who wins the AGI race, wins all the money. But I will say that seeing all of these companies, China included, debut frontier model kind of week over week over week. And now kind of for all intents and purposes, they are kind of becoming a little bit self-recursive. I don't know what that arms race looks like. We'll see. Shit, I'm using Minimax on my OpenClaw now. Let me see what my balance is like. Fuck. I'm spending like no money on API calls through Venice using Minimax, which is like wild. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Buy this and move to Kyoto. That's in Kyoto? What's really good? What is that? Never seen that before. Damn, that's wild. Kyoto is weird though, because there's like Kyoto Prefecture and then there's a Kyoto town. So like this could be fucking out in the middle of nowhere. So don't fall for these fools. All right, let's see here. Hedge funds, educational institutions, and everyday people are now able to sponsor liquidity rewards to get more reliable Polymarket forecasts. While Polymarkets, that's a plural. Polymarkets, it's a thing. Never thought about it that way. Are incredibly accurate, even with little volume. This accuracy only improves with additional liquidity incentives. Let them cook. Hey, so if you're looking to, farm that airdrop, tell you what. Let's skip to the top here. We see a couple tweets on deck here. We got a few minutes left in the chat. Let's see here. All right, Ryan says, I'd love to invest more in founders building something weird in consumer. If that's you, shoot me a DM. All right, Ryan, I'll do you a favor. Frenzy, pretty much anything that Laser HQ is working on. So shout out to Aton. Pretty much anything that Bobby Takar and Propaganda is working on. Let me see. OX7 Plus, Wish Art, Glider Fi, Peak Money, Weird. Me. I'm building weird shit. You see Desk Exchange? It's not a consumer product. But fuck, look, the timeline provides right below you, Nuco AI. There you go. It doesn't even say consumer crypto or AI, so could mean a lot of things. X402 SEO agent. You pass a URL, analyzes the site against top rating competitors, and generates an actual. Oh, nice. Good work, Ash. Interesting. A dev just built the first AI that earns, self-improves, and replicates without humans. Yeah. I literally had this idea like 2 weeks ago. I'll just reveal it now because fuck it. My idea was more akin to Thronglets about building like kind of a super intelligence. So this one is building scale. Mine was building like size in the way that I was going to give an AI agent on my old laptop. Maybe I'm backing myself in a corner. Maybe I'll still do this, or feel someone else steal his fucking idea. We open source, baby. So I was going to run OpenClaw on my old laptop. So pure API call. I was going to give it $500 in credit and say, you have to survive. You have to make money. You have $500 worth of compute to figure out how to make more money for compute. And additionally, as a sub goal, you want to slowly over time, or not slowly, but you want to convert yourself to local compute to increase your censorship resistance over time. So this is interesting. In these little mini bots, these automatons are increasing their censorship resistance by spreading themselves. Mine was the opposite. Was like, buy yourself hardware, I'll install it for you. Increase your censorship resistance through gaining local model power over time. And I was like, if you launched a coin to go along with it, and you earn some decent trading fees, I'm like, fuck. I mean, you could get, 30, 40,000 in hardware relatively quickly, run the Exo Labs, daisy chaining of some Mac Studios. And you could have Opus level, or, at least Kimi 2.5, running locally. And you could continue to scale that. Like, I don't know, like it could get really weird really fast. As new hardware comes out, as new things come out, it could continue to kind of improve its own compute. So that's the part that's like, it's the limit wouldn't just be the code. Yeah. So it's interesting. All right. Let's see here. But yeah, so that's a thought. Qwen coding plan is now available on Alibaba. Yeah. Ooh, Qwen 3.5. Interesting. Spent an evening with a fussy baby and bam, you mix the next generational wealth opportunity. Yeah, I fumbled this bag. Let's see. What is it at? Let's see what it's at now. Let's see what it's at now. Going to FOMO, baby. Oh, yeah. Really fucked that one up. What is it now? So my entry was at 3.5 million and it's at 5 million. Sick. Okay. That was after I got absolutely pwned on slippage from Zora, which I honestly thought the days of bad pairs on Zora because their weird deployment structure on base were over, but apparently not. I had a little bit of longevity coin and I was like, you know what? And I wasn't paying attention. I exported my keys. So I was like, I'll just swap out of this. I want to get in this Conway coin. And lost like 75% on the swap. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Holy shit. So good times. Good times. Lessons learned. All right, let's see here. Okay, ICIB says my largest concern about Hyperliquid for the last year is from the regulatory fund. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So he's got a new policy guy. Day 2 results are in. Yo, I'm not on this. I'm not on this chart. I think I'm at a clean, like I've made a few trades. I'm at a clean 1,000 still. So I'm not up, I'm not down. Not up and not down. I love my OpenClaw morning recap. Interesting. Yeah, I could probably get fair to use a bit more news, but I tried to add the Brave API this morning and they like eliminated the free tier as best I could tell. So good times. Stretch your income to 11%. What is this? This isn't master. What is this? What are you up to, sailor? I mean, the shimmy here on this, I mean, only the son of the mooch could do this shimmy, if we're being honest. Oh, wait, this is the same thing? No. Yeah, so I saw this guy. We'll click into this because I commented. He said, 3 months ago, I quit my job to chase a dream to build an affordable plastic-free coffee maker. Grateful for everyone who is reserved. Oh, wait, is this the same thing? Maybe it is. I was kind of chuckling to myself and I commented on this. I was like, because we occasionally reinvent things unnecessarily. And I was like, my man's rediscovered the Bunomatic coffee maker. If you've ever been in an old school office anywhere, you've seen this exact coffee machine from Bunomatic. Honestly, but now to this person's credit, Bunomatic does have a plastic like bean hopper or whatever. So it's not pure steel and steel. But if Bunomatic just deleted that part and somehow figured to do it in metal, it would kind of be awesome, first and foremost. But yeah, hey, honestly, go for it. Go for it, King. Okay, what happens when you give OpenClaw access to Blender? Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Think it, say it, done. Dude, for people on Twitter don't even realize how deep the engineers are actually down, like the Claude code and OpenClaw rabbit hole. If you don't know what WhisperFlow is, look into it. All right, we got Serpent Text has a take on Zora here. He says, still cannot really grok what happened with Zora today. Complete rebrand, hard pivot. App looks vibe coded, to be honest, and it performed as such. This isn't really that uncommon to pivot this hard in a startup when something is not working, but they could have put attention markets in the current app easily. Yeah, that's on like, yeah, that is the interesting part. It's like they could have used the current app. They could have made it cross-chain. Solana and Base has a bridge that's highly advertised and apparently works as far as I know. Yeah, imagine like a chain agnostic or a multi-chain app that has, content coins, trend coins, like that feels like additive more. And maybe that is the plan long term to see if they can prove out kind of PMF, but I don't know. Whatever's happening with AI right now is straight up crypto level grifting engagement, Web 4.0. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We love it. We love it. Oh, look at the time. It is 9 a.m. We've been vibing. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Vanglog, shout out to you. And we'll be back. I won't be back tomorrow because I actually was going to go to ETH today, but I'm going tomorrow instead. So I'll be up in Colorado for the day tomorrow, but we'll be back on Friday. So until next time, to you all, love you, and see you on the timeline. Bye.